Hey everyone, welcome back to Orcs Must Die 2. I'm sorry that it's been a while. This is my first chance getting to record since I've been gone all summer, so I'm really excited. I really want to get back into recording. I missed it. I really wanted to do it all summer. I'm super excited that I can finally start doing it again. So, where we left off right before the summer, I did not get a chance to finish the last level. I left off, this is the very last level of the story mode. I really wanted to get this done and get this in before I left, but I didn't get a chance to, so now we have to finish it before we can do anything else. So, we're just going to do that. This is the stuff we're going to be bringing, we got some basic traps, like we got the blunderbuss, we got this classic spike trap, tar, barricade, air walls. We're also going to be making use of brimstone again. We used that on Crunch. We're going to be using the grinder, we've used that a couple times. Decoy, which we used to a great advantage on Crunch and Mirror Image. And I can't remember, we used the Archer Guardian on Wind Up, but I don't think we used him anywhere else. We used them on Crunch too. And we're also going to use the Guardian Trinket to make sure our archers aren't as squishy as they normally are. On the decoy, I don't have any levels on it, because, as you can see, I don't have an abundance of skulls, but I have the one that's going to make it to where the decoys respawn, rather than the chill. And it's because of how we're going to be using them. I don't want to have to go back and forth and constantly place them back. We're basically going to be using them to make sure our Archer Guardians don't keep dying to gnolls. It'll make sense whenever we get into level. Let's just go.
This last rift safe.
Let the numberless horde come. They feared me once, even as they served me. I will make them fear me again.
Rift? Check. Orcs? Check. Keep one thing out of the other? Double check. Let's do this.
Alright. I'm really excited. I really like recording, and I'm really glad I can start doing it again. So let me go ahead and get our traps together. So, before we even talk about the nightmarish set of enemies we're going to be fighting, let's just look at this map. For one, we got this giant thing of lava in the middle, which we can actually jump on these, and there are skulls. My sensitivity seems to be a little bit higher than it normally is. Let me fix that real quick. There we go, that feels better. Okay, so we can actually jump on all these platforms, do a little bit of parkour platforming action. We get 4 free bonus skulls. If we fall in that lava, we die, so we don't want to do that. But basically, this map is called Twisted Halls, and there's a very good reason for that. This is quite the map. So we have 2 rifts right next to each other. We also, this is another symmetrical map. So we have a door here, which what they're going to do, they're going to come out, they're going to run all the way down here, straight up these stairs, up this loop. You can see the thing right here. So they're going to go up this little spiral staircase sort of thing straight into this rift. They're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we also have these 2 doors. There's another one down there on the other side, which just comes straight down here and straight up the stairs. So we have to look out for this door and the other one on the other side. And we also have a flyer entrance on both sides of the map. So we're going to have to deal with flyers. That's what our Archer Guardians are for. As well as these arrow walls to an extent. They're going to help us deal with the flyers as well. So what I like to do is, as you can see, this isn't like Wind Up or Mirror Image or Crunch or any of the other levels we've done so far that are symmetrical. Wind Up isn't really symmetrical, but there's no portals on this map. There are, right here on this staircase, there are these little hallways that lead you to the other side of the map. But that's it, really. Like, you can, I guess if you're on that side, you can jump across up here. there's no fast way to get across. So it's really difficult to try and defend these individually, like each path individually. So what I like to do, actually, before we do anything, let me pull up the list of enemies so we see what we're up against. So for the first time this entire game, we're not seeing light orc warriors or medium orc warriors. It's just heavy orc warriors, as well as crossbow orcs, earth lords, null hunters, both types of trolls, shamans, cyclops mages, ogres, kobolds, earth elementals, and the new type of flyer we're going to be seeing called thunderbats. Basically, they're kind of like frostbats and bilebats, except they spit thunder, I guess. And they're pretty dangerous. They do a lot of damage, so we want to be careful. This is by far the most intimidating lineup of enemies we've seen so far. More so than Crunch, in my opinion. So this is not an easy level. Even on like normal War Mage, by no means is this a straightforward level. But what I like to do is, if I don't screw this up. Okay, so what that does, basically, is this door and that door normally would all go up these stairs. Now we can't just barricade off right here and make it so they have to destroy the barricades to get through, because they will destroy the barricades. They won't try and go for the other rift. But fortunately, because of those hallways I mentioned earlier, what these two doors are going to do is they're going to go through this hallway, through here, and then all the way down here, through that hallway, and then as you can see, if we look on the map, I can zoom in on it, there's a very narrow passage that they can actually go through, through those barricades over there, to get to the rift they're going to. So that means the bulk of our killing is going to be right here, where all four doors will intersect. That's what the brimstone's for. Essentially, we're just going to be spamming the ever-loving hell out of brimstone and making sure things die as much as possible. What we can also do, I don't want to jump across that and risk it. What we can also do is the horde is kind of stupid, and they don't notice the barricades until they get up close. So as you can see, they don't turn around until they basically walk up and touch them. So we can set up like a kill zone in here, or against this wall, and they're going to have to go through it twice, which will make our job a lot easier. That's going to kill them a lot faster, and that's going to make us worry less about the par time of this map. But we're not going to set that up just yet, because the time in the first few waves isn't as important. So for now, we're just going to go straight for the brimstone spam. So we just want to get as much of it as we can to deal with everything that's going to come through. I'm going to be putting down some decoys to keep things here as well. And eventually, before the flyers start coming, I'm going to get archers up here to shoot them as they come through. So like there, and then we're also going to get arrow walls. You can put arrow walls here and here to deal with the flyers as well. So I'm going to get those on either side. And I'm also going to have decoys here next to the archers, because what gnolls like to do is, let's say a gnoll comes out of that door. Instead of going down here, it's going to come around this hallway and go straight up the stairs. The gnolls are the only enemies that normally use those hallways on this map. If you don't put down barricades anywhere or anything like that, nothing is going to use those hallways except for the gnolls. So a gnoll will come out of that door, come here, go straight up the stairs, and go straight for the guardians if you have any up here. So we're going to have the decoys here just to buy our archers some time to shoot them, or potentially for us to deal with the gnolls themselves. Fortunately, we're not going to really have to worry about this side, because the gnolls are just going to walk through the fire and die. But we will have to worry about this side, because the archers probably aren't going to always be able to deal with the nulls. But I think that is way more explaining than needs to be done. So let's go ahead and go.
It's my happening, and it's gonna freak you out. They're breaking through.
So as you can see, we got the heavy orc warriors, they got shields. I have the wrong unique upgrade on my blunderbuss. That is really unfortunate, but maybe we can still make it work. So I just want to deal with these as quick as possible. And then as you can see on the minimap, they're turning around right now to come through this way. So now I'm just going to shoot them from afar, break their shield, because, oh my god, I hit the rolling log. Well, the rolling log can just kill him. Actually, it's not fast enough. I mentioned before whenever we first saw the shields will absorb any one attack onto an orc.
Just for you.
But so like you could get right up in their face with the blunderbuss, and they will block all that damage with just the shield. But at the same time, if I run super far away with the blunderbuss, which shot that normally wouldn't do very much damage at all, it also eats up their shield. That's why I was trying to snipe them from afar with the blunderbuss, just to get rid of their shield. Make my life a lot easier once I actually got in close enough range to do anything with the blunderbuss. I'm gonna apologize in advance if I start over-explaining things, like, way more than I need to. I'm just really excited to start recording again. I didn't warm up. I haven't played Orcs Must Die since before the break, so I'm a little rusty. So, maybe that was a bad idea, but who knows, maybe we'll pull through without too much difficulty. So now, I just want to finish up Brimstone there. I don't think we have... Oh, we do have to worry about flyers. Good thing. I was thinking about it. So, I'm gonna get archers. I'm gonna get 3. And then, gonna deal with these guys myself. Help the archers out. So you can see the archers took a decent hit from them. Those Thunderbots do a lot of damage, if you're not careful. Which is partially why I have the Guardian Trinket, because, oh, I should probably run over here. I don't want the Thunderbats to kill the archers and then have Thunderbats leak through, because that would just be a very unfortunate way to lose lives, and to lose a potential 5-skull run. Oh, I missed. How many of you are there? Jeez. I felt like they never stopped. Okay, so while we have a second, I'm going to go straight up here. We already got the archers there. I'm gonna get some more later, but I just want to get 3 for now. And we have enough for 3 arrow walls, so we can get... This is not the side we're gonna be on quick enough, so I'm gonna get the arrow walls on this side, and let's go. So fortunately, out of these doors, ignore that voice crack, is pretty much just, is pretty much just, kobolds and earthlords. So, the kobolds for the most part are pretty easy to deal with. The earthlords aren't too bad. I'm still getting sniped by that thunderbat. Yeah, this is where having, so you can see they're all just coming through and getting melted by the brimstone. This is where having the stun on the blunderbuss would have been nice versus these guys. Keep things on the brimstone as long as possible, but fortunately, brimstone, I maxed it out for a reason. Brimstone does a lot of damage, and it's very important in the strategy I use. Hello. So now, Just want to kill you guys as fast as possible. I'm also going to go in the hallway on the opposite side and get a little bit of brimstone, just to pick off the gnolls on that side. Nice. That was nice. As they run through, just to make our Archer Guardians' lives easier. And actually, now that I think about it, if we do that, we may not have to get decoys. Alright, sweet. So now what I want to do first, before anything, is I mentioned earlier I want to start getting these things killed as fast as possible. Because I don't want to lose 5 skull run to time. So I only have enough for barricades right now, but I'm going to get some barricades and I'm going to get a nice solid kill zone going over there, just to pick them off as fast as possible. And then that should give us plenty of time. Alright. I don't remember the exact par time on this map, but I have lost enough 5 skull runs of this map to time to be paranoid enough about it. This is, like, surprisingly difficult for War Mage difficulty to 5 skull. Especially for newer players. Like, there's only a few because this map takes quite a while.
Just for you.
Pretty much just want to get that. I also want to get some brimstone over there, just for combos. Because combos make you a lot more money. I don't think I've ever actually explained that. Kill streaks and combos aren't just like for professional gamer montage moments. They actually pretty important role in the game. Like, if you get combos and kill streaks going, you get a lot more money. And I think that was a null right there. So that means... Yep. No. Sweet. Oh, I thought I juked him. So, brimstone's slacking a bit. We can get there. Now let's also get a brimstone there for gnolls. And then some arrow walls going. And let's go. So we still got some more flyers, but the flyers, we should be able to deal with the flyers pretty safely now. This troll's gonna be annoying, especially because they send the same thing on both sides, so the trolls on the other side are gonna be annoying because they're probably not gonna die to the kill zone we have going, so that's gonna take up some time. But it should be okay. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Fortunately, trolls are deathly allergic to fire, so the more brimstone they walk over, the better. So yeah, you can see the swamp troll, he has a ton of health, and he just walked through essentially 6 grinders. Oh, and the grinders are jammed, so we're not going to get any help on this Earth Lord. But yeah, and that's a weird thing. Sometimes, like, if you kill an enemy that splits up like that, like the Earth Elemental, their AI will reset. So that one, we broke him down into an Earth Elemental, and then he was like, oh, I better go for the other, or I better go for that one rift instead of continuing the path he was on. I'm, like, almost positive that's an unintended feature, but it can be helpful, sometimes. Just depends on your situation, really. So, and I still don't have brimstone. If we look, Yeah, he should just get destroyed. That's just the null. I don't need to worry about that call out because there are no sappers, so we don't have to worry about anyone going for the barricades. You all died, Jesus. Pathetic. So let's get him there so they don't collide with that. Wow, that Earth Lord is still alive. It's a thick boy. Survive, you guys. That's the Guardian Trinket's active ability.
It was at this moment he knew.
I just realized I broke one of my own rules. I didn't want to use any DLC items until we got to Nightmare mode. Well, fortunately the Guardian Trinket isn't like... What's the word I'm looking for here? It's not like key to winning with this strategy, it's just like a nice quality of life thing to have. But that is my bad. I wanted to avoid using DLC items just in case anyone new to this game. I understand this game is fairly old now, but just in case anyone new to this game got into it and maybe use these videos as like a reference for what they can do if they're having trouble with levels, don't want to alienate them by like saying, hey, you have to have the DLC. Like, I wanted to show off strategies you could do. I have no idea what those Cyclops... Oh, they're attacking the decoy. They're just wasting their time. That's funny, actually. Let's kill them first, because the shamans are a pain in the butt. Don't want to get hit by that. Cyclops mages, I don't think I've gotten hit by one yet, but they hurt. They do, I think, the most damage in like a single attack out of any enemy. Actually. No. Oh, come on. No, don't chain revive each other. You're still dead. Good. Okay. So, quickly, don't want to waste too much time. We're already on wave 10 out of 12, which is awesome. I want to get this done as fast as possible. So, I want to make sure these nulls die. Let's just put that there. And I think we're good. So let's just go. So if we hear the little call out that says they're on the stairs, then I know I didn't do a good enough job. But we can just look. Yep, they both died in the tunnel over there, so mission accomplished. We could, honestly, if we want to, could get that going too. Help pick off enemies. It's a pretty solid run so far. We haven't run into too many difficulties, if any, actually.
It's killing time.
So let's run across here. Start beefing out this side a little bit more. Let's get Matar,
Check out that combo.
Spike, Brimstone, Grinder, Barricade. Don't shoot me from down there, pricks. Alright, I need to drop down here. I highly, especially if you're going for a 5-skull run of this map, I highly recommend you use a strategy similar to this one, where you force all the enemies to go through one area by barricading off one side like I did, because that makes this level so much less stressful than it actually is. If you don't use a strategy like this, like, you may, like, just keep losing this level. Like, this is a pretty hard level. especially after like going from like you have Crunch and Mirror Image that are both really tough, and then you have Wind Up, which for me at least is surprisingly easy, and then you have this one, which can be super difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, we're already on the last wave. This isn't nearly as long of a level as Crunch was. Just part of the reason... Uh-oh. It's part of the reason I'm not a huge fan of Crunch. Just because it's so long and it's so easy to get overwhelmed. And if you die, you have to do the entire thing over again. And we are running into our first ogres of the level. Get away from me, please. Never mind. Yeah, it's hard to avoid those attacks. That's why whenever I see one attack, I like to run around a corner. You may start to get overwhelmed a little bit here. We got some random earthlings from the other side coming in. Nope, we're good. Just pick up these coins. Even though don't really need them. Hello. Just help speed up this process. Save us as much time as possibly can. No. No, please. Thank you. Alright, come on. These are just the last few enemies here, and then that is the end of the game. What? Oh my... That was a really embarrassing way to finish the campaign. But that is it. That is the story mode. That was the last level. These are the things you unlock whenever you beat War Mage difficulty with the character. If you're playing as the War Mage, you get a double jump. You also get access to Nightmare mode, which is like the hard mode of this game. And the first time you beat it with the War Mage, you get the classic Order skin, which is what he's wearing here. Now, if you beat this with the Sorceress, instead of a double jump, you get a bit of like a slow, like a feather fall sort of thing. It's like a glide. And you also get the classic Order skin, but it looks a little bit different on her. But anyways, let's continue for the finale cutscene. Just kidding, I thought it was after I hit enter there, but 5 skulls, let's go. And Twisted Halls is an endless level if you're that much of a masochist. We get 13 skulls for beating that. Let's just continue and now watch the cutscene.
Check me out. Saving the world again. The old man's plan worked. Magic returned to our world. Funny thing though, never saw him again. Guess he felt his time was over. Crazy lady says we need to rebuild the order. She says we'll do it right this time, whatever that means. Then she does that pouty sexy thing with her face, so it's all good. We'll have a lot of help. Now that the magic's returned, everybody wants back on the winning team. We'll always be out there on the fortress walls, guarding the rifts so the lights stay on back home. Because they're still on there too. Man, I love my job.
So that's it for War Mage difficulty. Now we have Nightmare mode, which we will be doing. Not just yet. There's going to be a little bit of a break from this series before we move on to Nightmare, because obviously I don't want this to just be an Orcs Must Die channel. I want to do a variety of different games that I like. I already mentioned this in my little Hey I'm Back video. But there's going to be a little bit of a break, but we will be returning for Nightmare mode. We will also be returning for co-op eventually. With, you can see here, my friend Dreadsmite is also a fan of this series and has agreed to do a co-op series with me. So you can look forward to that. Nightmare, like I've already said, I might do some videos on Endless with this character. I might do co-op with some other friends, not necessarily a campaign. My friend Dreadsmite and I are going to be doing like the full campaign in co-op. I might do co-op Endless with some of my other friends, or just some assorted levels. We're also going to be doing the Fire and Water, Family Ties, and Are We There Yeti DLCs. There's going to be a little bit of everything. So, you all have that to look forward to, but for now, that is it for Orcs Must Die 2. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the basic campaign of this series. I personally did, and I'm really excited to start recording again. But I will see you all in the next series.